Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started today. Thank you again for attending our webinar today hosted by PALCUS as part of our FYI information series for your information. We've started hosting these webinars as a way to share important information about different programs and initiatives that can benefit the Portuguese community. So we thank you for attending. Today's webinar is going to be about the Fulbright Study Abroad program in Portugal. It's presented by Ricardo Sequeira, who's the education advisor for the program, and he is based in Lisbon. So we thank him for joining us all the way from Portugal. To ask questions, all listeners are in a listen-only mode, and so if you do have a question, please use the GoToWebinar console that should be displayed on the top right portion of your screen, and the questions will come to me and I can read them to Ricardo. If you have additional questions after the webinar, you can send them directly to PALCUS at this email address, and we will be happy to get back to you ASAP or forward your question to Ricardo. So without further ado, I'm going to hand the controls over to Ricardo so he can give his presentation. And so, Ricardo, take it away.
Good morning, Angela. Again, thank you for participating in this webinar. Let me start by thanking you for getting up so early and inviting me to present this webinar. Here in Lisbon it's 4 p.m., so it's a perfect time to start this webinar now. So my name is Ricardo Sequeira. I'm the educational advisor here at the Fullbright Information Center in Lisbon. And I will speak briefly about the Fulbright program. I will go briefly through the basics of the Fulbright program, and then I will pass on to the available scholarships for both Portuguese students to go to the U.S. and U.S. students who want to come and study or do research here in Portugal. So I will start now by changing the slide. Okay, so the Fulbright program has its name because of the Senator J. William Fulbright. He was the person who had the idea to create a scholarship program who could benefit both students of the United States and students from other countries. The Fulbright, J. William Fulbright was himself a recipient of a scholarship. He received the Rhodes Scholarship, and he studied at the United Kingdom. He studied history. He then he followed a career in politics. He became a senator, and he became the chair of the Senate for the Foreign Relations Committee. The Fulbright program was firstly the first political act which created the Fulbright program was signed in 1946 by President Truman, and then it was reconfirmed by the President John F. Kennedy in 1961. This act, the Fulbright-Hays Act, defined the Fulbright program as we know it today. So the main goal of the Fulbright program is to increase mutual understanding between people, the academic people, let's say, of the United States and the academia of other countries in the world. So it's an exchange program who aims at maintaining peace through education. That's the main goal underlining the whole program. So in the United States, the main organizations who intervene in the Fulbright program administration are the J. William Fulbright Foreign Scholarship Board And then there are several other organizations such as the ECA, the Bureau for Educational and Cultural Affairs of the U.S. Department of State, the Institute of International Education, and the Council for International Exchange of Scholars, who all intervene at some points and different points at the Fulbright administration, both at a national level in the United States. At international level, there are these binational commissions, such as the Fulbright Commission here in Portugal, or the embassies who administrate the program. So the program exists virtually in all countries of the world. So the Fulbright program is one of the oldest and the largest international exchange program in the world. It's always binational, so it always concerns citizens of the United States and the country where the Fulbright Commission or the binational commission is located. It's an open program. It opens an annual competition for the scholarship. It's national-wide, so here in Portugal we accept applications from students from all over the country. It is a merit-based competition, so we try to choose the best, and what we understand by best I will talk a little bit further, but we try to choose only the best students for our scholarships. We also try to maintain a diversity in our pool of grantees so that it can be representative of all academia in Portugal. We praise achievements, excellence, and the potential of leadership, and that comes from the civic commitment the student shows us during all steps of the selection. So for us, the best student is not only that student who has high grades or who proved to be a very, very good student in terms of academic achievements, but also someone who can act as a diplomat. So we want, for instance, our Portuguese grantees, we try to find if they can serve as, let's say, diplomats of the Portuguese culture and the Portuguese country in the United States. So, and we are also looking for the capacity of giving back when they return to Portugal, because they have to return to Portugal. They go to our grantees go to the United States under the J visa, so they necessarily have to return. So we try to look for this potential to give back what they receive from the Fulbright grants. So briefly about the Fulbright Commission in Portugal. The Commission was created in 1960, which makes it the second oldest program of exchange in Portugal after Gulbenkian. The funding is binational, so it comes from the U.S. government and the Portuguese government. There is a binational board of directors, 4 American and 4 Portuguese. The U.S. ambassador to Portugal is the honorary chair of the board, and we've granted, we have awarded over 2,000 grants since the creation of the Commission in 1960. The Portuguese partners are the Portuguese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Education and Science. We have signed cooperation agreements with several universities and research centers all over Portugal, and we also have other public and private institutions with which we sign agreements to to award grants, so specific types of grants that I will talk about later. So the grants of the Fulbright program in Portugal aim to provide Portuguese students and scholars with opportunities to study and lecture or do research in the U.S., that's for the Portuguese students, and also to provide U.S. students and scholars with opportunities to develop such activities in Portugal. So this is the binational feature of the program. So as for the grants for Portuguese students, and these are exclusively for Portuguese students, we award the Fulbright grant for graduate studies, both for master's program and PhD program, or better say, either master's program or PhD program. We have a biannual competition, which is the Fulbright Carmona Costa Foundation for Master in Fine Arts, Drawing. We award 2 other research scholarships, the Fulbright Research Grant and the Fulbright Research Grant in the field of public health. What is specific about our program is that for the first 2, we help the students throughout the whole application procedure to the U.S. university. So the student chooses the programs they want to apply to, and we help them out throughout. We keep them advising throughout the whole process. So we help them choose, we help them with all the paperwork, and we also have some funds available to fund the costs involved. So as for the grants we have for Portuguese scholars and researchers, we have these 2, which are pretty much the same. The requirements are the same except for the field of study. So we have the Fulbright grant for scholars and researchers and the Fulbright Instituto Camões grant for scholars and researchers and for PhD students. So these are research scholarships open to professors or to those students who hold a PhD degree, and the difference between the 2 is that the field of study, the Fulbright Institute Camões grant is for fields of study related to Portuguese and language, to Portuguese culture and language. And now the Fulbright program for U.S. students and scholars. We have several scholars available for American students. We have the Fulbright Research Grants, the Fulbright Luso-American Foundation Student Research, the Fulbright Institute Camões Student Research Abroad program, and these 3 are very similar in terms of the application requirements. So for these 3, we look for students who have already completed their bachelor's degree. The grant is for an 8-month period, so starting in October through May. Candidates are responsible for arranging their own host affiliations, and are encouraged to submit letters of support with their applications. So the requirements for these 3 scholarships are very similar. The Fulbright Institute Camões grant is limited to a group of fields of study, and these fields are related to Portuguese language and culture, and preference is given to projects that are especially relevant to Portuguese-American cultural relations. Then we have the Fulbright ETA, the Fulbright English Teaching Assistant. This grant is for a 9-month period from October to June, and the students should have already completed a bachelor's degree before the start of the program, and it's up to us, the Fulbright Commission, to place the candidates, the grantees, in Portuguese universities. So the Portuguese, the grantees, the ETAs, will serve as language assistants to language classes in Portuguese at Portuguese universities. Also, we have some special programs which are basically designed for Portuguese students, such as the educational seminars for school administrators, the study of U.S. institutes for secondary school educators, but also for American candidates, such as the Fulbright Schumann program and the summer school in Portugal for teachers of Portuguese in the U.S. So the last two, the Fulbright Schumann program, is a scholarship designed, is a research scholarship which is awarded to candidates in the fields of European-U.S. relations, so it's not only limited to Portuguese fields of study. And the summer school in Portugal for teachers of Portuguese in the U.S. is for, as the name reveals, is for teachers of Portuguese, U.S. teachers of Portuguese, who to spend 2 weeks here at the School of Letters of the University of Lisbon and receive training in teaching and Portuguese language. So as for the place where I work, as I said, at the Fulbright Information Center. Our mission is to provide accurate, comprehensive, current, and unbiased information on education in the U.S. And this center is affiliated to the Department of State. It makes part of the Education USA network. This is a worldwide network designed to promote the higher education, the U.S. higher education overseas. So our center is both affiliated and has this mission. So this means that we give advising to any student who wants to study in the United States at higher education. So any student may come to the center. It's all our services are free of charge. So they come to our center and we help them searching universities, looking for information, deciding what university to apply, preparing essays, personal statements, and so on. So all steps of we give advising for all steps of the application process. So we give information on U.S. system of education and study of in the United States. We also have the service, we are available to give information on the Portuguese system of education, and this is of course mainly for U.S. universities who may be interested in having more information. We receive sometimes requests of information from universities who want specific information on diploma or an institution, a Portuguese institution, and we give such information for free. We give also information and advising on exchange of scholars and students, the Fulbright program, standardized admission tests, and we also have a service a service of educational credential evaluation. So we can, at request, we can issue such statement for a U.S. university or a Portuguese university. So by agreement, we have established a number of secondary information centers, and they, as you can see, they are spread all over the country, at the major public universities. So, and these are the centers which give the first information about study in the U.S. for their students. So afterwards, what usually happens is that they direct the students to us, and we help them with further information. So, and that's all for my presentation. I would like to say that we have a number of other information on our website. Our website is the Fullbright.pt, and on our website, all interested can find a forum. We have a forum for which we call Study in US. So this is mainly used by Portuguese students who want more information about university scholarships and so on. We have information on Portuguese education system, which was created having in mind U.S. universities. So it's very compact, and it's a summary of the Portuguese education system. We have a list of services for U.S. universities. We have information on internships in the U.S. for those Portuguese students interested. We have information on ESL, English as a Second Language programs in the U.S. And we also have information on degrees recognition, both for Americans who come to Portugal and for Portuguese who go to the United States. And I guess that's all the information I have for now. You have my email here on this slide, Ricardo Sequeira, that's my name, and my email is rsequeira@fullbright.pt. So you may contact me whenever you need. We are also on Facebook. We have a Facebook fan page. We are on Twitter and on YouTube. I would like to refer that we have managed to have a testimonial from the current English teaching assistant who sent me just yesterday her testimonial saved. She recorded a testimonial, and this testimonial is available on YouTube channel. It's very interesting to hear on firsthand her experience and her own voice. So I invite you to listen to the testimonial, and I'm now available to answer all questions you may have. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ricardo. That was great information. Every time I do one of these webinars and hear about a new program, I think, I wish I had known about this when I was in school because I think I would have definitely known about it or participated in some way. So this is great. We do have one question. Where would someone apply for independent scholar programs in Portugal? I see information about faculty exchange in Portugal, but not independent research grants. So do you have a program that focuses on independent research, Ricardo?
Yes. Independent research, if you like to spend a few months doing research in Portugal, you can apply to the Fullbright research grants, student research grant, which is, all the information is available on the IIE website, but you can go to our website and be directed to it. So you basically can propose yourself as an independent researcher and spend one year or less than that in Portugal doing research.
That's another question, actually. What's the time frame? Are all the programs limited to 1 year, or can you do multi-year study abroad through this program?
Actually, you can stay over 1 year has passed in Portugal, but you will not be able to apply for a scholarship. You have to be on your own. You have to use your own funds if you want to stay longer after the 1 year has passed.
Okay. Okay. There aren't any other questions coming in from webinar participants. Are there any questions that you typically get from people who are learning about the program that you'd like to address here? Or any other comments from students that you'd like to share? Okay. Well, did you want to say something, Ricardo?
Yes. I can. Actually, the English teaching assistantship program is one of the most popular. We receive a lot of questions regarding this program, and I would definitely advise the participants to take a closer look at this program, which is it gives the U.S. student the opportunity to teach here at an academic environment.
And is Portuguese, does it require that they have to have some working knowledge of the Portuguese language, or do a lot of, do some participants go not knowing any Portuguese?
Well, Portuguese is one of the requirements, actually.
Okay.
So from the pool of the applicants, of course, the ones with better knowledge of Portuguese will be selected.
Great, that's important to know. Okay, well, I think that probably wraps up our webinar for today, which makes it one of our shorter ones, but I think packed with a lot of really great information. We will be sharing this information on our YouTube channel, the recording of this webinar. We will also post the PDF version of this PowerPoint on our Facebook page and eventually our website as well. Here's a listing of some of the past webinars that we have held, and a future topic is going to cover some recent immigration law changes. So we encourage all of our participants and viewers to share these with family and friends because, as I mentioned in the beginning, these webinars are meant to share information on programs and initiatives with the community because they hopefully will benefit the community in some way. And with that, we thank you for attending, and thank you again, Ricardo, for participating, and we hope that this will generate some interest in the Fulbright program. And with that, we will say obrigado and adeus.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.